Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos on lesson content.
Got no place to be, got no place to go. Come hang out with me on the Mr. Flanders Show.
Good morning, my friends. How's it going? Mr. Flanders here with another Saxon math lesson. Whoa, calm down. Don't be too excited, okay? But I'm excited because guess what, guys? We get to skip the name line and the date line unless we've got a ruler at home. But I don't expect most of my friends do, and that is okay. So we get to skip it. Again, don't be too excited, okay? Calm down. Just chill. I think we can just jump right into this lesson. This is a pretty easy lesson for all of us. So, that being said, let's look at number one. Number one, I'm going to move this up a little bit. All right. Kyle tallied the number of children who wore green. All right, pretty easy. How many children wore green? Okay, so this is our tally mark here. It says children wearing green. All we're going to do is count the tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 kids wore green. So, I'm just going to write 18. Now, the second part of this says twice as many children wore green as yellow. How many children wore yellow? Well, if twice as many children wore green as yellow, that means only half of the kids who wore green would have worn yellow. So, we could do this a couple different ways. The way that I would like to do this, though, is I'm just going to tell you half of 18 is... Oh, no, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you because it's going to give you the answer automatically. Oh, my goodness, we're in a bit of a pickle now, aren't we? Well, I mean, there's a couple different ways we could go about this. You know what? I'm just going to tell you guys the answer so you guys can keep moving. Twice as many children wore green as yellow. How many children wore yellow? Well, that means we need to figure out what half of 18 is, and that number is going to be 9, okay? Couple different ways you could get to that. You could make a number line, kind of like this, and just do, some marks on it, all the way from 0 to like 18, and then number it if you want to, and then that would give you the halfway point visually in front of you. Another way is you could also count half of the tally marks. It's a bit tricky here since we don't have our board in front of us like we normally would to break this down a little bit easier. But yeah, that's a couple different things you could do. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on to number 2. It says show 4:53 on the clock. Okay, 4:53. Now, if you're doing this in Google Classroom, you'll notice off to the side here, it's got a couple arrows for you to move around and put them on the clock. For all of my friends at home, though, who don't, couple reminders. First off, when we are showing our time on the clock, our shorthand is the hour hand. The longhand is the minute hand. Now, I would like to use the minute hand first on our clock. And so our minute is going to be 53. So what we need to do first is find the 50 spot on the clock. Now, obviously, these numbers don't say 50 anywhere on them, but we know that if we're using the minute hand and we're counting by minutes rather than hours, each one of these numbers turns into counting by 5. So let's do that until we get to 50. All right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, we are at 50. Now we are going to count by ones. 51, 52, 53. That is where our minute hand needs to point. I'm going to make my little arrowhead right there. Boom. And there is my minute hand. Okay. Now our hour hand, it says our hour is 4, but if you notice our minute hand is moving pretty close to the 12, which means we'll have a new hour in just a minute. So our hour hand is not going to be pointing directly on the 4, but it's not going to be pointing directly on the 5 either, since that would be the next hour. Our hour hand would be pointing pretty close to the 5, but not on the 5 yet. Okay? It would not point on the 5 until our minute hand moves from this position all the way to the 12, which means we would have a new hour, and that new hour would be 5. All right, go ahead and take a couple seconds, finish that up. And remember, if at any point you need to pause the video, please feel free to do so. All right, number 3. It says draw 3 baskets, and then draw 4 oranges in each basket. Well, let's go ahead and draw 3 baskets. And do not make fun of my drawing, because I will cry. Okay, so we're going to make basket 1, basket 2, and then basket 3. Now the good thing for all my friends who are working on this on Google Classroom, I've already drawn those in there for you. You do not need to worry about that. Let's see, draw 4 oranges in each basket. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I have drawn 3 baskets and 4 oranges. It asks, how many oranges did you draw? Okay, what I need you guys to do is count the oranges. Okay, and then we're going to write the answer right here. Or if you're doing this in Google Classroom, you're going to type the answer in the blue box right there. Let's go ahead and count the oranges. You count them on your own, and I'm going to count them out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We drew 12 oranges. Very good work, my friends. All right. It'll take a second for you guys to catch up. Let's look at number 4. It says, draw a small square to show the right angle in the triangle. Now, if you remember, a right angle is basically an L shape, okay? Or it is the corner of a piece of paper. So I'm going to get my handy-dandy sticky notes to get a nice corner to see if I can find a right angle in this triangle. Now, I'm going to take my corner here, because this corner would be a nice little L, and I'm going to try it here first. Do my lines add up over here? Are they even? No. What about for this one? Nope. Only the one side. What about right here? Do they line up? They do. So I'm going to draw a little square in that corner, and that is where my right angle is. Okay? Take a second, get that written down. Let's look at number 5. I have 2 quarters, 1 dime, 3 nickels, and 4 pennies. Draw the coins. Okay? Well, if you are doing this in Google Classroom, you already know the coins are there. But for everybody else, here's what I would like you to do. You're going to draw 2 quarters. So 1, 2. And each quarter is worth 25, so I'm going to put 25 in each quarter. Okay? It says draw 1 dime. A dime is worth 10. Nickels. 1, 2, 3 nickels. I'm going to put a 5 in each one. Okay? And then 4 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've drawn the coins. Now it's asking, how much money do I have? Well, if you're doing this in Google Classroom, you're probably not going to have any way to really do your work off to the side, but I would like you to grab a scratch piece of paper and follow along with us. Everybody else, here's what I would like you to do. you should have some room still left over on this side, unless you've drawn your coins really big. And then if that's the case, just find a little spot that there's no writing to work on your paper. But I'm going to put a line right here, and I'm going to take these two numbers first, 25 and 25. So I'm going to do 25 plus 25. Okay, 5 plus 5 is 10. Put the 0 there from the 10, and then regroup that right there. And now we've got 2 plus 2 is 4, plus the 1 is 5. Okay, and then I'm not going to do anything with the dime yet, but my nickels. 5 plus 5 plus 5. Okay, all we have to do is count by 5s to get our answer. 5, 10, 15. Okay, and then we've got 4 pennies. Okay, do we really need to count our 4 pennies? I don't think so. We should know that that's already 4. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take this 4 and add it to that 10. Okay, so 0 plus 4 is 4. And then 1 plus nothing is 1. All right, so we've finished adding the first round of our numbers. Now we're going to do the second round of our numbers. So what I'm going to do is draw another line right there to section everything off. I'm going to take the 50, write it right there. I'm going to take the 15, write it right there. And then I'm going to take the 14 and write it right there. Now, let's do 0 plus 5 plus 4. 0 plus 5 is nothing. It's just 5. Okay, I don't know why I said nothing. It should be 5. So 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. Do I need to regroup anything? No. Now, let's look on this side. 5 plus 1 is 6. And then 6 plus 1 is 7. We have 79 cents. Fantastic work, guys. Alright, and if you are doing this in Google Classroom and you can't make a cent sign, that is fine. Do not worry about it, okay? Take a couple seconds, finish up. And then let's look at number 6. It says, use the correct symbol to make comparisons. Okay. Oh, we're not even doing comparisons. It's just we're plugging in the symbols. Sorry, guys. It has been a long morning. All right. So 4 blank 2 equals 8. Now we have to choose. Is it going to be a plus, takeaway, multiplication? Well, if we did 4 plus 2, that'd be 6. If we did 4 take away 2, that would be 2. But if we did 4 times 2, what do you think that would be? That would be 8. So yes, we're going to use the multiplication sign there. All right? Good work. And then for our next one, 2 blank 5 equals 7. Let's see, if we did 2 times 5, means we'd have 2 groups of 5. If I have 5 here and 5 here, well, that's 10. So we're definitely not doing multiplication because our answer isn't 10. If I did 2 take away 5, well, I couldn't even do that. If I have 2, can I take away 5 from that? No. So it's not takeaway. I think it is plus or addition, whatever you'd like to call it. Boom. 2 plus 5 equals 7. That is correct. All right. Let's go ahead and jump to the bottom and finish up the last couple of questions of this worksheet. We've got 86 take away 72. Let's go ahead and start on our right side for this one. Let's do 6 take away 2. Well, if I have 6 and I take away 2, that is 4. And then if I have 1 take away, or I'm sorry, if I have 8 take away 7, I've just given you the answer. It is 1. So 86 take away 72 is 14. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. 41 take away 17. If I've got 1, can I take away 7? No, because I've only got 1. There's no way I can take 7 away from that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to regroup. This 4 turns into a 3. This 1 turns into 11. Okay? So now it's 11 take away 7. And that would be 4. And then I've got 3 take away 1. And that would be 2. So 41 take away 17 is 24. Now we're moving to addition. All right? We've got 1 plus 9. Well, what's 1 plus 9? That would be 10. Regroup. What is 2 plus 8? Well, that would also be 10. Plus the 1 equals 11. And then we regroup again. We've got 6 plus 1. That is 7. And 7 plus 1 is 8. So 621 plus 189 is 810. All right. And as we're finishing up this last problem, the first thing I would encourage everybody to do is put the money sign, the dollar sign, right here off to the side because we are working with money. I know this because I see the dollar sign right there. All right, we are adding. So let's start with 9 plus 3. 9 plus 3 is 12. We're going to regroup. Okay, 7 plus 4 is 11. Plus this 1 is 12. So we'll put the 2 here and regroup the 10. Now we've got 3 plus 2. That would be 5. Plus the 1 is 6. So $3.79 plus $2.43 is $6.22. Good work, my friends. Good work. That is the end part of this portion of the lesson. Stay tuned for the next part of the lesson. And as always, my friends, this is A side. B side is all you guys. All right, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know through Class Dojo or Flipgrid. I would love to hear from you guys if you need assistance. Otherwise, stay calm, stay safe, stop being hysterical. I'll see you all in a little bit. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move into the second part of our lesson. It will say fact homework 117. Go ahead and just ignore the fact homework part because technically right now everything you're doing is homework. But this is another multiplication worksheet. We've been working with multiplication for a while now, so this should be pretty easy for you guys. Or rather, not necessarily easy, but familiar. That being said, we're going to go ahead and do our top part here. I'm going to show you a couple of the ones down here. I'm going to show you a couple of the ones over here, and then you guys are on your own, okay? And if you're doing this in Google Classroom, you should have a line drawing tool you can use for this side. You'll notice on these sides you'll have the blue boxes you need to type into for your answers. So yeah, just make sure you are doing the best that you can while doing this electronically. If you're doing this in paper packets, same thing that you're always doing with this stuff applies. Alright, let's go ahead and look at 0 times 2. Well, I've told you guys this before. Any number times 0 is always 0. So we're going to put 0. Boom. That looks like a U. Let's fix that. Boom. Better. And then 1 times 2, well, any number times 1 is always going to be that number. So 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. It is the same as 2 plus 2. 3 times 2, well, I will have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2 groups of 3. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Do you guys notice a pattern so far? 0, 2, 4, 6. That's right, 8. We are counting by 2s. 4 times 2 is 8. That means 5 times 2 would be 10. 6 times 2 would be 12. 7 times 2 would be 14. 8 times 2 would be 16. And then lastly, 9 times 2 would be 18. So all we've done is count by 2s to get our answers. You can also do the grouping method, which I was doing right up here. Working with 2s is about as easy as working with our 5 times table, because we practice that stuff in class all the time. So don't feel too bad though if for whatever reason you get confused, because sometimes this stuff can be really confusing because we're so used to doing addition and subtraction that sometimes our mind just goes to that instead of with the multiplication. But let's go ahead and jump down to number 3 here real quick before we go over here, simply because I just like working in a line like that. I'm going to help you with the first 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you guys are on your own. So we've already got our answers here on this side. We are not looking for the answer. We are looking for the number on this side that makes this answer true. So what I would do is I would look for any of the answers up here that match this answer, and that would tell us what number is missing here. For example, blank times 2 equals 12. Well, I'm going to go to the question that equals 12, and I'm going to see that the 6 is what's missing. So I'm going to write 6 here. 6 times 2 equals 12 is the same as 6 times 2 equals 12. Okay? Next one. Blank times 2 equals 4. Well, I'm going to look up here for the question that equals 4. Okay, and it looks like it's just 2 times 2. So the number that is missing is 2. And then lastly, blank times 2 equals 16. Well, I'm going to go back up here, look for the answer 16, and I'm going to see that 8 is what's missing from down here. 8. All right. The last 2 are on your own. I'd like to see what you guys do. But what we're going to do now is going to move over to this side of the worksheet for now. And, all we're doing is taking the question on this side and matching it to the answer on this side. And if you're looking at this in Google Classroom, you will already see that I've done that for a couple of the questions. But for everybody not working in Google Classroom, let's go ahead and take a look at 3 times 2. Well, if we look over here at 3 times 2, we'll know the answer is 6. So I'm going to draw a line from 3 times 2 on this side to 6 right there. The next one I'm going to look at, 7 times 2. Well, I'll look right here, 7 times 2. Well, it equals 14. So I'm going to draw a line from 7 times 2 to 14. Okay, and I've made a nice X. Boom. If you're doing this at home, make sure you're just matching up the numbers with the dots. If you're doing this in Google Classroom, use the line drawing tool to draw a line from one dot to the other dot. Okay? But yeah, that's it, guys. You know how to do this. I believe in you guys. But for whatever reason, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out to me on Class Dojo. Reach out to me on Flipgrid. I would love to talk to you guys and work through any issues you might be having. If you're doing great and you can do this on your own, though, that's fantastic. No pressure. But I'm going to get running. I don't know if you guys hear it in the background, but it sounds like Baby Jensen is coughing, and I need to go check on him. So I will catch up with you all later.